Yeah, when Vijay, in terms of tints, the only exemptions in the law is on ministerial vehicles and also on diplomatic vehicles. But then again, in terms of tints, mandatory requirements is that it should allow 70% light penetrations. Anything more than that is not allowed. We do give some certain exemptions only for safety reasons and or medical reasons.
But not for taxis.
Not for taxis. Not for any PSV. They're not supposed to.
So are your officers checking for these heavily tinted windows?
When we come across it during enforcement, then and there they are told to strip it off and then again issue tints. And something Vijay, we are working very closely is in terms of the port of entry. We are working with FRCS to ensure that how do we regulate the market for this, because they have been allowed to be imported into the country in terms of tints like fancy lamps that are used as accessories in vehicles. And if you are to regulate the market, it should be regulated from the point of entry. And for tints, the challenge about tints is not only used in vehicles; it can be used also in offices, in terms of to ensure that minimum sunlight is entered into the certain offices. So that's quite a challenge with us. But like I said, in terms of our enforcement, when we come across those non-conforming tints, we do issue traffic incident notice, and also they are taken off then and there.
People are asking why heavily tinted vehicles for ministers.
For security reasons, like I said, yeah.
But there's more than ministerial vehicles, government vehicles that have tints now.
Yeah, and like I said, we are not even aware which of the vehicles other ministers are using. Some of them they do rotate around all along this period of ensuring the security of our honorable ministers, and also not only that, like I said, also on medical grounds.
Because the Prime Minister, Sitiveni Rabuka, when they came into office, he has given a directive already to his government ministers that he wants the tints off, and maybe an assessment needs to be done, because members of the public are asking where's the leeway and how many vehicles, because there's many government vehicles now with tints still on, and maybe a hangover from the past 16 years when there are a lot of vehicles with heavy tints.
Exactly.
Will that need to be reviewed?
Yeah, like I said, those exemptions were given by the Land Transport Authority. For us to revoke those exemptions, we are working closely with the Fleet Department, the Ministry of Finance, to give us the instructions that these certain vehicles no longer should be.
When will you do that?
Come again?
When will you do that?
Like I said, we'll have to wait for the instructions, because LT was the one who gave the exemptions upon request. So we can only take it off upon another instructions that they are no longer should be exempted.
Use of flashing lights by government vehicles, police vehicles and ambulances, when they can use it. Because right now, and this is even when people come from abroad, when they see a flashing light and they know there's an emergency, and sometimes they see that the flashing light is going and they're stopping at the shop in the next few meters, and they're asking, was there an emergency? It's an abuse of emergency lights, and an emergency light should be a clear signal, or flashing lights, that it is an emergency. How are you policing this, and how can this be handled?
Yeah, like I said, those flashing lights were given there for a reason, for security or emergency purpose, but it shouldn't be abused. And you've rightly stated that shouldn't be abused. And if we come across cases where there's abuse, we'll usually take the driver at task. And there are certain incidents that has taken place which is unreported. That's why we'll need the general public to notify us in certain of those incidents. And also we'll work closely with the Fleet Department and Ministry of Finance in terms of those flashing lights for government vehicles, police, and for ambulance.